Welcome back to the Basic Indonesian Show, where we examine politicians and their ruthless power grabs. Every day in social media and in the news, I always see the words Jokowi and political dynasty in the same sentence. Headlines today are filled with accusations that Jokowi is out to consolidate his control over Indonesian politics by including members of his family inside Indonesia's politics. And a lot of people seem to have a problem with this. I mean, what is so wrong about having the same family run for office if everybody wanted to vote for them when the alternative options are even shittier? This entire thing highlights how the Indonesian public aren't informed, which is for the best, since if everyone in Indonesia had sense, then we would be making money off of tobacco products to fund our health service. But what exactly is Jokowi up to? What is his gig, and how do we define political dynasty? Let's take a look at Jokowi's family members that are in politics. Crown Prince Gibran Rakabuming is Jokowi's eldest son and heir presumptive to the Indonesian Empire. He was elected as mayor of Surakarta, or Solo, as a nominee from the Struggle Party or the Red Flag Party or the Chicago Red Bulls. Oh, and by the way, his dad used to be the mayor of Surakarta as well. I can see that there's some grooming for power here. Just saying. Before running for mayor, he had no political experience outside of enticing people to buy martabak. And now, Gibran is the running mate to Prabowo Subianto, who will become vice president should Prabowo win the elections. After Gibran, you have Jokowi's youngest son, Kaisang Pangarep. Like his older brother, he was an entrepreneur who co-owns a football club with Luhut 2.0 and sells bananas. He is also a huge weeb. But he was also something of a gym bro as well. And that drives the masses of girls crazy like a horde of World War Z zombies when he's around. Kaisang is the chairman of the Indonesian Solidarity Party, a party founded by Grace Natalie and a bunch of other well-educated and rich social justice warriors. He became chairman of that party after 2 days of joining the party, and for the record, he got promoted quickly because he's damn good at politics. Not because his dad runs the country or anything. Both Gibran and Kaisang are receiving plenty of flack for their sudden surge in politics, especially after both of them decide to back Prabowo up in the elections. Many observers think that this is Jokowi's way of showing his endorsement for Prabowo. Whether that's true or not has no place in this video, but I can safely say that many of Jokowi's non-struggle party supporters and backers are backing up Prabowo. Another two male members of Jokowi's family are his in-laws, Anwar Usman and Bobby Nasution. Anwar Usman got into the family by marrying Idayati, Jokowi's sister, in 2022, making him Jokowi's brother-in-law. He was a judge who tried outlawing hand-holding outside of marriage and same-sex hand-holding. A year later, he became Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, and just a month ago, he ruled in favor of decreasing the vice presidency age to 35 years old, only if they have experience running a regional or governor post, because he wants to make politics more inclusive to the youth. Not because his brother-in-law is the president who's trying to get his son to run for office or anything. Meanwhile, Bobby Nasution married Kahiyang Ayu, Jokowi's daughter, making him his son-in-law. Bobby is the mayor of Medan in North Sumatra, in case you didn't study Indonesian geography, and also a member of the Struggle Party. Bobby is something of a fan of Rodrigo Duterte, because many legal defense groups accuse him of supporting extrajudicial deleting. He praised the efforts of the police in banning road bandits from living. I guess that's the only way to enforce law in Gotham City. Batman is nowhere to be found, so you turn all of your police officers into Judge Dreads. Moving away from the members of the Jokowi family, political dynasty's definition must be understood that it's distinct from dynastic politics. Political dynasties refer to families or lineage where multiple generations of the same family are actively involved in politics, typically holding elected or appointed positions of power. Meanwhile, dynastic politics refer to broader influence and control that political families or powerful clans have over the political landscape. It encompasses not only elected positions, but also the broader network of influence and power these families wield. Political dynasties refer mostly to the family, while dynastic politics refer to a state when a dynasty or the rules of said dynasty dictates its politics. When it comes to countries like Indonesia, where the familial institution is still strong and respected, it is inevitable that your family members will end up in high positions in office. In defense of Jokowi, his family isn't the only family sitting at the high places in this jungle. If you want examples, there are plenty of them like the Jojo Harikusumos, the Chendanas, the Chikias, the Sukarnos, and that's only focusing on the central government. We have yet to touch the likes of the Banten dynasty led by Ratu Atut and Yogyakarta's own Hamengkubuwono family that is an entire royal family on its own in a subject that can get a bit touchy to the natives of that city. I'm not condoning any sort of political dynasty, but it is clear to me that Jokowi is only receiving a lot of scrutiny due to this from the fact that the consolidation of his dynasty is unfolding right before our eyes in real time. Just as how people lost their shit when Haritanu had his entire family run for office. The only member of their family that didn't run for office was their dog, but I guess the only thing that's stopping them is the law where you're not allowed to have animals run for office. Political dynasties are obviously bad no matter what sort of justification they use, be it the family wants to serve the people or the family has a birthright. They suck the bandwidth of power away from the actual constituents and concentrate it within the confines of their own bloodlines. In Indonesia, sadly, there are no rules to prevent family members from taking office, thus allowing political dynasties to spring up like mushrooms. But at the same time, if a rule exists to restrict family members of politicians from participating in politics, it wouldn't really be fair for that person because it stops someone from exercising their political rights just because their dad is in office. This is a problem more on our part. The people in Indonesia must understand the consequences of electing people from the same family. Can they be brought to accountability? Could their decisions be independent from their relations with their family? Will there be rooms for abuse? Just because they are related to somebody who looks nice, does that mean they're nice as well? We need to rise above populist rhetorics formed to win our hearts by politicians whose interests are masked by the need to serve the people. That's no different from falling from a game by an NTR villain. You must be foolish to think that they will dedicate their purpose to pleasing you. If we are none the wiser, Indonesia will continue to have families dominate politics all for the sake of fulfilling people's needs. How is that a democracy that we so long have fought for? And no, just because America has their own political dynasties like the Clintons and the Bushes, it doesn't mean we would be like America and be great. Indonesia's problems are multifaceted, but ignorance towards politics will get people with bad political will on top of things, which will make matters worse. So wise up and choose leaders you think are able to fix the problems that you are concerned of, or have none of these problems in the first place.
Subscribe to the Based Indonesian Show. Dijamin halal